My billionaire fiancé, Damien, did not love me. He loved control. In my last life, I tried to become his perfect wife, obedient, quiet, and easy to manage. I gave him everything, but he still chose my scheming stepsister every time. In the end, a car crash killed the woman he had spent years trying to cage. But death sent me back to the start, right before our wedding. This time, I will not beg for love. I am giving my controlling billionaire fiancé to my treacherous stepsister, packing my bags, and leaving New York forever. Their perfect world is going to burn, and I will walk away free. Manhattan's most exclusive VIP nightclub was a blur of neon lights. I sat in the center of a private booth, and with perfect intention. Up by the second floor railing, a paparazzi lens was pointed straight at us. Good. Those photos would be on Damien Blackwood's desk before morning. That was the whole point. Damien needed a wife who was spotless, graceful, and obedient, so I was going to rip his perfect bride fantasy apart with my own hands. If the scandal was ugly enough, he would call off the engagement himself. Then the air around me turned ice cold. In that split second, I could almost hear chains pulling tight from another life. In my past life, I loved him to the point of madness. I told myself his control was love. Then the Blackwood family code was placed in front of me. No nightclubs, no being alone with any man, no leaving New York without permission. He froze my passport and cut off every account I had. Then he clasped a diamond bracelet around my wrist and called it an engagement gift. It was not a gift. It was a GPS tracker. He sanded me down, piece by piece, until I became something quiet and hollow. The perfect Mrs. Blackwood. Then a car crash ended my suffocating life. I had been reborn on the night before our wedding. This time, I did not want Damien. I wanted to be Scarlett Vale again, so the first thing I did was find my father. I want to call off the engagement.
What the hell is wrong with you? Marrying into the Blackwood family is the greatest opportunity of your life.
He is so perfect, let Clara marry him. She is the dignified, obedient one, the ideal Blackwood wife, right?
You are really willing to give it up?
I did not wait for the rest. I booked an international flight and moved my passport somewhere Damien could not reach, and called my best friend Mia. Come drink with me, which brought me here, to this moment.
Who gave you the nerve to come to a place like this?
I go where I want. What does that have to do with you? My blood ran cold. That bracelet, the same one that had locked away my freedom in my last life.
Don't touch me!
GPS tracking, heart rate monitor, entry and exit logs synced in real time. Every step you take, I will see it. I want a public apology statement by tomorrow morning.
You put diamonds on a cage and think that makes it something else? I held his gaze and said it clearly, one word at a time. I am not marrying you, Damien. We are done. The car went silent. Damien's eyes snapped mine.
Done? Done what? What the hell is that supposed to mean?
For a second, I almost told him the truth. That the bride had already been changed. That Clara was the one his family would get. Then I stopped myself. I wanted him dreading every day until the wedding, convinced he was still stuck with me. Forget it. I was just mad.
I'm taking you home. Sit properly.
I kicked off my heels, pressed my bare feet into his expensive floor mat, and rolled the window down.
When are you going to learn to behave like a Blackwood wife?
Maybe in my next life. The Rose stopped at the Vale Estate gates.
I want that apology on my desk by 9 tomorrow. And don't waste your time trying to take off the bracelet.
I pushed the door open. I looked down at the disgusting thing locked around my wrist. Then you'd better watch closely. I slammed the door and walked inside without looking back. Richard, Monica, and Clara were all waiting in the living room. My father, his ex-mistress turned trophy wife, and the bastard daughter they'd spent years polishing into exactly the kind of obedient, presentable girl Damien wanted.
You reek of alcohol, and you wore a Blackwood engagement bracelet to a nightclub. Have you completely lost your mind?
Don't be too hard on her, Richard. Though honestly, I'm not sure a family like the Blackwoods can afford that kind of reputation.
Scarlett, Dad said he already spoke with the Blackwoods. Are you really sure you want me to take your place? 100% sure. You've always loved picking up what I throw away. This time I'm handing it to you myself. No need to sneak around for it.
Watch your mouth! Clara is steadier, smarter, and a far better fit for the Blackwood family than you ever were!
Perfect. Just don't come crying to me when the whole thing blows up in your faces. I only hope you won't regret this. I would hate to see you lose everything because of one bad mood. Scarlett Vale never regrets a damn thing. A servant came hammering on my door first thing in the morning. Damien was downstairs. He stood in the living room like last night had never happened. First thing he checked was my wrist. The bracelet, green light blinking. Then he looked up.
The statement.
I didn't write one.
Blackwood's PR team buried those photos. I need that statement.
Your rules do not apply to me anymore. I am not signing anything.
When are you gonna learn to do or told?
Not in this lifetime. Right on cue, Clara appeared in a white dress, eyes faintly red, holding a printed statement. Damien, please don't be angry with Scarlett. She was upset last night. I wrote the statement for her. Will this work? Damien scanned it. When he looked back at me, the disgust was undisguised.
Look at Clara. She knows when to be graceful, when to step back, when to put the family first. All you do is create problems.
Scarlett just needs more time. The Blackwood Charity Gala is tonight. I can go with her and help her get through it. Help me with what? How to smile on cue? How to play the innocent girl in white while hiding the snake underneath?
Enough. Add her name and release it.
I did not sign it.
You went to a nightclub as the future Mrs. Blackwood. It stopped being your personal guest the second you dragged my family name into it. If you refuse to do the right thing, I will do it for you.
Then take Clara. She is always so good at doing the right thing.
You are my fiancé. You will be at that gala tonight.
Fine. This life, I was going to give him exactly what he wanted. Clara linked her arm through mine, going upstairs. Warm smiles, nails digging into my skin. The second the door closed, I shook her off. Nobody is watching. Drop the act. Damien will be mine. On the wedding day, he will be grateful someone made the switch. A disaster like you has no business near the Blackwood name. And why didn't you tell him just now? Scared that once he knows, he still won't want you? Just keep your mouth shut, Scarlett. I don't care about the you or your control freak fiancé. Happy wedding! The Blackwood Family Charity Gala was packed with Manhattan's most powerful people, old money, new money, and the kind of influence that could buy both. I showed up deliberately in a floor-length red backless gown, bold, unapologetic, and everything a Blackwood wife was not supposed to be. Clara wore white couture, pristine as a lily. When the waltz began and every eye in the room drifted toward Damis, Manhattan's most coveted heir stepped forward and reached right past me, his actual fiancé, to offer his hand to Clara. The socialite crowd broke into sharp, delighted whispers.
Did you see that? He chose the stepsister. Honestly, I get it. Scarlett is a walking scandal. Clara is everything a Blackwood wife should be.
Damien led Clara onto the floor without looking back, then threw me a cold parting shot.
You do not know how to dance at this level. Stay where you are and watch Clara. Maybe you will finally learn something.
I watched them turn beneath the chandeliers and felt nothing but revulsion. I slipped upstairs to the terrace for air, desperate to breathe something that did not feel like a trap. Of course, Clara followed. Her heels clicked up the stairs like she had been attached to my shadow all night. She wore the face of someone who had already won, and when she spoke, her voice was low and vicious. Poor Scarlett. Your mother could not beat mine, and now you cannot beat me either. Losing must run in your blood. She should have said anything else, anything but that. She had insulted my dead mother. My eyes went cold. Without a word, I drew back and slapped her hard across the face. The crack cut through the night air. Clara's head snapped to the side, and her cheek flushed red almost instantly. She screamed. You crazy bitch! You actually hit me? I closed the distance and grabbed her by the neck. Hit you? I can do a lot worse than hit you. I trained in MMA, Clara. Taking apart a fake, fragile little thing like you would barely count as exercise. I whipped one leg up in a clean side kick. The courtyard below erupted into screaming chaos. I straightened my dress, picked up my wrap, and turned to leave. But I had not made it 3 steps before Damien's hand clamped around my wrist like a vice. His eyes were bloodshot with rage, and his voice was cold enough to freeze the air between us.
Clara fell from the terrace. Was it you?
I met his eyes without flinching. Yes. She had it coming.
You are beyond saving. Since she refuses to apologize, she needs to learn a lesson. Throw her into the estate fountain. No one lets her out until I say so.
The bodyguards grabbed me before I could fight them off. No matter how hard I struggled, They dragged me across the courtyard and threw me straight into the fountain. The water was freezing cold, but it was liquid water, not ice. The spring night air cut like a blade, and the cold sank straight into my bones. Every time I clawed for the marble rim of the fountain, the guard standing along the edge pushed me back under without a word. The struggle drained me fast. Then something worse hit me. A sharp, familiar cramp twisted low in my abdomen. My period had come early. Blood seeped into the cold water around me, spreading in slow, dark ribbons beneath the surface. I was trembling, barely conscious, when I heard one of the guards call Damien.
Sir, Miss Vale just got her period. There is blood in the water. Should we keep going?
There was a brief silence on the other end.
Keep going. She will never learn if she does not suffer the consequences.
In that moment, my blood ran colder than the fountain ever could. The despair of 2 lifetimes crashed down over me, all at once, and the world went black. When I opened my eyes again, I was in a hospital room that smelled sharply of antiseptic. Damien was sitting at my bedside. When he saw me wake up, he released my hand with an expression of careful indifference.
I spoke with your father. He will not give you any more trouble. But do not ever go after Clara.
Clara is my father's precious little affair daughter. She is not my problem, and I am not promising you a damn thing. Mr. Blackwood, Clara is getting very upset in the next room. She has been crying and asking for you.
I will go check on her. She was hurt because of you. As your fiancé, it is only proper that I go.
Go on then. Run to your real fiancé. On the day I was discharged, Damien forced me back into the car and drove me to the Vale estate. But when I pushed open my bedroom door, my blood went cold. Clara was sitting at my vanity, dangling a sapphire necklace from her fingertips. My mother's sapphire necklace, the only thing she had left me. I crossed the room in 3 steps, my voice stripped down to nothing. Put it down and get out. Yours? Scarlett, everything in this house is going to be mine.
Daddy, I only wanted to look at Scarlett's necklace and she shoved me into the floor.
What the hell are you smiling at?
I looked straight at Clara. You love putting on a show? Fine, I will give you the performance of your life. I grabbed a metal pen from the vanity and drove it straight at Clara's palm, clean through, pinned to the hardwood.
You fucking psycho monster!
Now, get this animal out of my house! You are no longer welcome in the Vale family!
The servants dragged me to the door and threw my luggage into the mud. I bent down, pulled my mother's sapphire necklace out of the dirt and held it tight. It was raining. I stood soused under an awnery until a black Rolls pulled up. Damien got out without a word, put me in the car, and drove me to his house. He came back with a first aid kit and started treating the mark my father had left on my face. Then the doorbell rang. Clara, banded hand, fragile expression. She walked straight into Damien's arms like she belonged there. Damien, I had to come. I was worried what she did to me. She is still Damien's face darkened.
Apologize to her. Right now, Scarlett.
Not a chance in hell. We started arguing by the entryway. Damien reached for my arm, and I shoved him off. In the struggle, his elbow knocked into the glass kettle sitting on the side cabinet. The kettle reacted the floor and shattered. Scalding water exploded across the marble. He threw himself around Clara and covered her completely. I was on the other side. The boiling water splashed across my legs and arm. My skin turned red almost at once, then started to blister and peel. Damien checked Clara first. She was fine. Then he glanced at me on the floor, bent down, and picked Clara up.
Leave her. A little pain might teach her to think before she goes after you again.
He left me alone on the floor, with scalding water still spreading around me. I sat on that floor, holding myself together through the pain, and called 911 myself. I got out of the hospital just in time for Clara's birthday party. Richard used the occasion to make a grand announcement. The majority of the Vale family's trust assets and shares would be transferred to Clara. In front of every guest in the room, took out a velvet box, and clasped a diamond necklace worth a small fortune around Clara's neck. Clara's socialite friends swept over with their glasses, making sure to spill red wine across my dress. Look at the ex-fiancé. You clean up like somebody's charity project. The bottle shattered. Blood and liquor ran together. The room erupted in screams. Damien was on me in seconds, crushing my wrist in his grip, his eyes loaded with contempt.
Scarlett, what the hell is wrong with you? Apologize to them. Now.
In your dreams! Damien laughed, but there was no humor in it. It was the laugh of a man who had run out of patience completely. He knew exactly what I feared most.
Since you refuse to listen, you can sit in the dark and think about what you have done. Lock her in the wine cellar. Nobody opens that door without my permission.
They dragged me into the estate's basement wine cellar. Stone walls, no windows, no light. The heavy iron door slammed shut, and total darkness swallowed me whole. 3 days and 3 nights. No water, no food. The fear nearly broke me. On the 4th day, the door finally opened, but it was not Damien. It was Clara, pushing in a piece of equipment I did not recognize. She was smiling like something out of hell. Damien said you needed to learn a real lesson, so I brought something to make sure it sticks. 2 men in black dragged me to a metal chair and strapped me down. They pressed electrode pads to my temples. Clara hit the switch. The current ripped through me. The pain had no words. It only had sound, and the sound was mine. Then there was nothing at all. I woke up in the main house, in a proper bed. Damien was sitting beside me, frowning.
I told you to stay in there and think.
3 days. How are you this week?
I opened my eyes and looked at him. Your precious Clara brought men into that cellar with an electric shock chair and used it on me. Do you believe me?
Impossible. Clara is gentle. She would never do something like that. Scarlett, there is a limit to how far you can take a lie.
He would never believe me. Fine. I would collect that debt on my own. That night, I hired a team and made the arrangements myself. That night, Clara had been bound, suspended in the open air through the entire night. Damien kicked my door in, the vein in his temple visible from across the room.
You left Clara hanging off a rooftop all night. If it were not for the safety net at the base of the building, she would be dead!
I sat by the window trimming my nails without looking up. Damien slammed his hand on the table hard enough to rattle it.
The wedding is in a few days. You are staying in this house until then. You are not going anywhere. Do you understand me?
The night before the wedding, a still shaking Clara was brought back to the Vale estate. Richard took one look at me and started screaming.
Stay away from the wedding tomorrow. Don't you dare show your face and humiliate this family.
I picked up the luggage I had already packed and smiled at him. Trust me, that suffocating circus is the last place I would ever want to be. You could not pay me to go. Wedding morning. When I came downstairs, Damien was already in the house. At Clara's insistence, the ceremony had been planned as an elaborate, old-fashioned church wedding. Damien couldn't see who was underneath it. He assumed his lessons had finally worked, that the sharp edges had been worn down, and the woman walking toward him had learned to obey. He stepped forward and took the bride's hand gently.
Don't be nervous, Scarlett. I'm right here. I will teach you everything you need to know to become the perfect Mrs. Blackwood.
Go on, Damien. Marry your dream wife. Consider it my wedding gift to you both. Once the procession left for St. Hart Cathedral, the Vale estate went completely quiet and flagged a cab to JFK. Inside the car, I pulled a small remote from my coat pocket and looked back at the house one last time. My mother had designed it. Now it sheltered the woman who had replaced her and the daughter who had spent years making my life hell. I was done with it.
Miss, was that your house?
Yes, I blew it up.